So now that I know we all, well, not all, but majority are on our journeys to know history of who we are, I feel like do it from every angle. Um, so I'm gonna call. He got a huge sense of humor as well, but would be my second father, my children's mother's father. I lost my mother and father, so her parents took me in. Me and her battle all the time over her parents, but they are our parents. So long story short, the good doctor. I'm gonna call him. He don't know I'm calling, and I've been on my Dane Calloway kit lately, watching the videos, and I ain't trying to debunk him, and I'm not trying to argue with him or none of that. I just feel like the way to help or get to the head of our solution and get a solution is to call people that was living back in these times, instead of going to the computer, pulling up a bunch of stuff in some cases that could be put there for the purpose of knowing that we're searching for it, right? So, as they say, hear it from the horse's mouth. Now, with him, he comes from a family. His mother had 11 sons, none of them twins. So, he was the first to tell me that in Chicago, that all the way up from the lake to State Street was still water, and he can remember that. I couldn't even imagine that. I tried to, but I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So he's been around. I probably would ask him his year of birth, if that would help, Granny, she almost 100 years old. So I'm asking her some things because while their minds are still sharp, you know what I'm saying? And the things I didn't ask Granny, I'm going to ask him to fill in from his perspective. You know what I'm saying? So let me get to it. Let me catch him. Let me try to catch him. Hope he's not busy. And y'all will hear how we converse back and forth. The man got a whole, library in the house. He's sleeping in books and DVDs. So let me try to catch him, y'all. Man, I hope he answers. Because he be busy. And
I'm always in session.
Always in session. Hey, salam alaikum, Mark.
What's up?
The good doctor.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm going live, and the brother Dane Calloway, he's been putting out his ideology of we was here in America, which is Turtle Island, and we're not descendants of Africa and things of that nature. Now,
where do you think we come from?
So I've only been able to leave him a message in his comments and ask him that, saying if we indigenous or natives to America, which Turtle Island or whatever they want to call it, and we're not descendants of Africa, who are we descendants of? With the knowledge of me knowing, scientifically speaking, because I see he referenced something about science is only this and science is only that. But from what we know, we all know what we taught, right? Or lived and experienced. So I want to try to assist and help the brother from just, I consider myself an average Joe that's trying to learn, right? So if he doing the due diligence to go to these museums and recover a lot of this stolen information, from different cultures, and then he present it to us through his YouTube channel, I just want to ask you, okay, being born to 11 brothers, well, I want you to tell it yourself, and just introduce you to my, supporters. As I gave them a pre-introduction, I say, hey, this is my father. Would be my second father. Me and my child's mother, we fight over her parents, which is both of our parents. So me losing my parents, and I appreciate how you and your lovely wife took me in as y'all own son. So, with that being said, my conscious side of me, a lot of it comes through you. So, I want to give you your flowers while you're alive and here and well, and show my gratitude to you for the all the knowledge that you send my way. The books, and me and you going back and forth with a lot of these type of topics, and always being available for me. So I just want them to hear from you, like, what year was you born? So, because we say our elders, and we was taught to respect our elders and listen to our elders because y'all was here before us. So with that being said, I don't want to be one of the guys that's trying to debunk the elders and all that just off the strength of no ego. You know what I'm saying? But he says a lot of things like we're not Africans, we don't come from Africa. And I'm saying in his comments, if birthplace of civilization was Northeast Africa, which they're calling Ethiopia today, where and that we all descendants from, then where are we coming from? So I'm just really trying to get it to the point where I can do a live video or something with him, and just me and him have this general conversation, because he's been going at the brother Tariq Nasheed at the moment, and I feel like Tariq doing a good service with pulling a bunch of scholars together for the Hidden Colors series. And that woke up the whole culture, because before Tariq with them Hidden Colors, I don't think no body of works was out there for us, at our attention at that time. I'm not sure from my standpoint. I know we had Sinetta TV, Black News 102, and a lot of the young scholars was on there, who brought us the Brother Polites and Shaka Amos and a lot of them Hebrew Israelite brothers and this and this and that. So my question, and you can take it from here, when you was born, what was you, or what was the culture called, as far as back that you can remember? Like, what did y'all call you all? Like, what was y'all called?
What we was called when I was a little boy coming up in the 50s, everybody called us Negroes, because you got to get some context in that area in terms of the climate, as far as the educational system. What's the name wrote that book, The Miseducation of the Negro?
Yes.
They came out later, JoJo, and what they did was in the public school system. I'm gonna give you a good scenario. Probably take you back when you was in grammar school. Now, remember, and every once in a while they would, give us a treat, and they would move like two or three classes would join together, and because they had those reels, we look at a movie, but they always showed us about white America and the farmlands, but they never touched the motherland, period.
Mm.
We never saw nothing in remotely the continent known as Africa. We never saw that. Now they can get, when you talk to people, they can get up in semantics. They want to, they get uneasy. They show their biasness based upon what they have accomplished through their research. Now, a lot of brothers, they use terminology, but but the wise people, smart people do this here, and Allah says this in the Quran. I got to call this brother and get that. It says, you speak to the people in the language they speak.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's some context on that. What I'm saying, a lot of brothers come up in here in America, and they years later, when they evolved through the nation of Islam and through the Black consciousness era, but that's a whole different. But my point is, once they learn a little something, and they forget, they'll walk away. Like a lot of us been so sensitized to walk away from our culture.
Mm-hmm.
And we got entwined into this good thing one thing that hurt us, integration. Years later, we did our research. You, me, like a lot of other brothers, we come to realize something was wrong with that. So what we've done, we've integrated. This brother wrote this book called I got the book in my bag. It's called what's the name of this book? Man, I don't know why I get a tongue. The name of the book is
if your bag next to you, just reach it and get it. We got time. We going live, so we on the clock. But just reaching the book. So because that's exactly what I wanted you to do as well. Touch on like our culture and our group of people. So you saying Negroes, okay?
Okay, that's the language. That's how they addressed us. Because you got to remember, we went through this whole system in the Americas. The name of the book is called Mental Side, and other essays by Bomani Baruti.
Okay.
And just to give you a little piece in here. And he said, Bobby Wright, one of our wisest ancestors, defined mental sides as a form of insanity that leaves many of us thinking out of the mind of the European as if it were our own. It is the state of being psychologically brain dead and having one's thoughts replaced with alien ones, a state akin of being a zombie. Mental side is derived from the root word mental, meaning mental thinking, and side, CIDE, meaning to kill. Mental side means to kill the mental process. To kill one's normal thought process is essentially to kill one's own mind, in that there's still a thought process at work. Mental side also means that an artificial alien collection of thoughts and way of thinking have replaced what has been altogether suppressed or removed. Now, then it goes on to say, Brother Bobby Wright, of course, was specifically referring to Africans under the domination of global white supremacy. He explained the mental side is a global genocide strategy which turns a people against themselves in service to those who are working to destroy them, because they have been thoroughly convinced that their destroyer's love and appreciation is critical to their humanity in this reality as well as their salvation in the next. They seek to make alliances with their destroyers in order to be close enough to prove themselves worthy of this elusive love and therefore be released from their pain. They come to see their enemies as having a preponderance of power to change the nature of the severely imbalanced intergroup relations, and as being superior by God-given right. These vanquished individuals see each other as enemies, while their true enemies as looked upon as their ultimate friend, a confusion the enemy has created in their psychology. And so what they've done, the miseducation. So it's almost like the book the brother wrote called Stolen Legacy. You know, in order to start the process, you don't want to give a person nothing that they're familiar with. We want to keep that out of sight. So what they've done, they've had hidden true culture, and it's a collective process that they've done through the media. And this is how they rule. And this is why, a good example, when we have these kind of discussions with somebody that's not not aware, not studious of anything remotely about our past and our history, what they do is they won't take no interest. And it's something like it's foreign. They're hearing for the very first time. They won't show no interest. Even today, when we go out there, we see what's happening in the media today. This man, his language, it's making these people feel uncomfortable. And so what they do when this how they attack what's his name? The one that
the basketball player, yeah.
Kyrie Irving, and in the way, what's his name? They call him crazy. What's his name?
Kanye
West.
Mm-hmm.
What they do, that kind of conversation. Here we go again with this conversation. Now let's go back, turn the clock back. When that football player, when he was taking a knee, he was trying to raise their level of consciousness, so they get uneasy. So now they use these. They didn't talk about anti-Semitic. They blackballed him. They used it in the same spirit of that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to, so they blackballed him. Because what he would call dissension in the ranks.
Exactly.
He didn't get no support from powerful sports celebrities per se. He was in a sense he was abandoned. JoJo. He was out there by himself, just like Kanye West
in the middle of the ocean. In the middle of the ocean with no lifeguards.
They left him in the middle of the ocean with no lifeguard.
Let me ask you this, because we all basically aware of that. Hold on one second. Yeah, you here? I say you here? No, I thought I didn't get nothing. I thought you. All right. So I'm. Yeah, get it. Yeah. Okay. About 16 or 20 on the safe side. Right. Hold on. Let me see, man. I'm doing a live interview. I knew you was coming, but I'm like, shit, man. Hold on. Damn. I've been waiting on you all this time, but let me think. Let me see where this shit would be at. I don't even see no. This gotta be 16. That shit ain't. Yeah, but text me so that way I can continue doing what I'm doing while you talking. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So basically what I wanted to do, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so basically what I wanted to do was speak on like the times of you as a child. Was picking cotton only relevant or going on in the South?
Well, when we look at in that era, when I was a little boy coming up, this is all we was educated about. That they was picking cotton in the South.
But you never experienced it yourself.
No, we never experienced it. We never lived in the South.
Okay. So it wasn't going on really in the Midwest like that.
No. It wasn't going on in the Midwest like that. No.
Okay, now let me ask you this about, because I know when they was, okay, this was another thing he said. He said the Harriet Tubman that story is a myth, and Nat Turner story is a myth. He said that dead people didn't even exist, right? So my thing is, it's so much confusion when you're trying to just be an avid learner that we don't know what's right, what's true, So instead of himself getting all this knowledge that he's digging up and coming up with, and Tariq and them and the Dr. Umars, instead of them going at each other, along with the elders that's still here, like Booker T, Kaba Kamene, Dr. James Smalls. Man, I'm pissed. I can't forget this other brother. He real sharp too. Him, he matter of fact, I can tell you his name. But why all of them and brothers like yourself that's still here, we need to come with a panel. You see what I'm saying? So where by the age groups on down, because all of you all would have witnessed or know something, or Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude, he bad, Jack. Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yes, sir.
So,
There you go, Joe.
And I think that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? I think that we need the panel of the elders to really come down like that. What's up, mama? What we doing a live interview, y'all over there? Look, they still think they 16 when they argue, they be acting jealous. What you going to the store without me? I love it. They've been married over 50 some years now. Pardon me, y'all, but this real life. I can't make this up. Okay. I let them deal with that. I try to get us some help, y'all. I ain't expect that to go like that. Let me see who else that's shy with some knowledge of elder. That because we got to get to the bottom of this. We got to get to the bottom of it and get on the same playing field. So maybe I'll just continue the interview. That's what I'll do. I'll just continue it. I'll stop it and continue.